Hey guys, welcome back to the GG.Bet Birmingham Invitational. Kyle, joined here by Lizard once again. We've got a great matchup coming for you guys, a BO1 between Na'Vi and Team Pango. Anything could happen, CIS, bloodbath to be expected. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are Na'Vi is gonna take this. They look super confident. They say they're super confident. I'm not certain if they look super confident. I'm not certain if their game looks super confident. But apparently, when they were in the Dream League Major, they considered themselves not to be the underdogs. There was an interview in Cyrillic on one of the CIS sites, which I read, and I believe it was Crystallized. It said, you know what, guys, I feel confident about us. Like, I don't think that we are going to be underdogs. They failed miserably on the major, but maybe this is their chance to, go to ESL in Birmingham.
So far.
Look at Misha, however. Hello, sir. Hello, Misha.
I was like, Nisha, what?
No, Misha. Hello, Misha. Welcome to Na'Vi. There's no Suneko, apparently, which is really interesting. Misha.
It could be a stand-in though, right? Or
no,
like a Smurf or something. Because I don't know who the hell SVE.X.
No. Misha is a CIS player that's pretty popular in the CIS scene. He's one of those position 5s that always gets a strong team, perhaps gets into the close qualifiers, doesn't really get to a LAN, right? So,
dude, I wish more people like that got more opportunities. Like there are so few people in Dota, and people wonder why. At times like this, like you think like, oh, why would that person play with this team, or why doesn't this guy have a great team? Using like CCNC as an example, right? I thought he should have been picked up by somebody like Forward for months now, right? I was telling Complexity to do it for quite some time because I think Lim should play off. That's another story. But because he doesn't build the team, right? He's just waiting for an offer. And there's so few people trying to put squads together. You look at the top of the scene, right? You see people that have been doing it their whole careers. Puppy and Kuro, notably. They build those teams. And I think that you got to try and empower these newer guys that are just grinding. You know, they take literally the dregs of the scene, the pubs, to try their best to go pro. Give one of these guys a shot instead of the same old guy.
It's so difficult. It's so difficult, specifically when you're position 5. Usually when you're in that position in which I was in as well, you're a position 5, you're trying to get a team together, you get these players together, but they get invited by better teams, and then you just wasted a year of your life. You wasted so much energy. Like, you just lose the will to play. And this guy as well, I believe he wasn't in the scene for a couple of months now. He wasn't playing with anyone. That's one of the reasons. He had a good thing going for him, and then they just spread out. One guy goes to Empire, the other to Na'Vi, and he's left alone.
Hey, if there's a time to get it going, though, this is it. If TI8 proved anything, it's that you can win this event. You can win anything out of nowhere. You could have made $3 your whole Dota career and just show up at a LAN and win a few million.
Yeah, like some Finnish guys have done.
We'll try and reach out to see if this is like a substitution ringer, or
I think it's just a stand-in. I think it's just a stand-in because Suneko, they didn't really talk about any changes.
I think they're actually upstairs. So at the break, just take the elevator, be like, "Yo, guys, like, is he out or what?" But I would agree. I think Suneko's got the keys to the squad at this point. I'd be very surprised to see him.
He's their drafter. He's the guy that makes them tick. He's the one that I mean.
Do you want to talk about confidence, though? Speaking just because you said Na'Vi, right? You see what Lil was tweeting about?
Oh, yeah.
It's like, hey, guys, invite me to your team. I will win you TI with a picture of his Dota stats page.
No, I mean, he's a controversial person, definitely. He had some problems with his ex-teammates and teams. I'm kind of he still has, I guess. He's problematic, to say the least, but overall, there's no denying that when that guy is on top of his game and when the heroes that are his top heroes are in the meta, he can definitely carry games as a 4. Like, there's no denying. Even though everything else that comes, the whole package, the baggage that he brings, might not look very great for most teams, and that's what turns them off.
Definitely would turn me off. It's interesting to see how this draft will complete itself for Na'Vi. You got your supports. Could theoretically do Avenge Core. I like Kunkka TB a lot. Whenever you stack damage reduction with Terrorblade, he just feels unkillable, and then he sunders you, and you're sad. Lone Druid. The range form here? Probably melee, right? Considering you got the TB already?
Yeah, I mean, Lone Druid plus TB, if you go with range form, that sounds like not that great. At the same time, however, they have these very greedy two cores. If you go for Radiance on Lone Druid, I don't like this draft overall. I don't feel convinced. You said you're talking about Kunkka and the damage reduction, but where's their fight? Like mid-game, after the laning stage, you have the Terrorblade and the Lone Druid. Which one of those heroes? If the Lone Druid doesn't go range build, let's say he goes for Radiance. He's delayed. Terrorblade, he used to be the hero that gets that first metamorphosis and instantly starts whacking down your towers, right? But it's not the same hero anymore. He needs time. He needs to get a couple of items before he joins these fights. And like, did you see Pango? Did you see Bat? Nick, so much cash. Lina.
Who's laning against this Bat Rider, actually? Lone Druid and TB are terrible against the hero, actually. And yeah, sure, you have Avenge, but I'm looking at this game. Bat has an incredible matchup wherever he goes. Like, you cannot outlane Bat Rider, and I think that is terrifying. As well as yeah. That's why I prefer Oracle to Venge as like this hard bat counter, because you're crushing him in the laning phase, you're dispelling Napalm, and then you're also dealing with the last in the late game. Venge, you can deal with bat if you have such a big advantage in the laning phase that you can like threaten him and kill him, spam stuns, and like just force him out. But I don't know if that's going to be the case.
I mean, Oracle has been the top pick in the couple of months now. Like, he's been the top position 5, and there's a reason. He, first and foremost, as you said, he doesn't only counter bat, he counters Darkseers, he counters so many heroes. Plus, he works so well with the Terrorblade. You talked about damage reduction. How about that false promise and the ultimate? Like, the ultimate damage reduction. He just thunders every single time.
And the hilarious bit is, like, you'll watch him fight on, like, no HP for forever, and then he'll just be like, I'm going to sunder you. And I'm at, like, 3%, so deal with it. Yeah. That'll be cool. I feel like, as you say, there's a big advantage in the laning phase, but Na'Vi arguably going to be the better, more experienced team. Will that be the case, knowing that they're playing with the stand-in today? That remains to be seen. Once again, I believe we have a bathroom break pause, folks, so we'll get into the game in just a couple moments. Please tweet, Reddit, respond. Players, pee before the game starts. It's like going on a long road trip, okay? You ever have that happen? You're about to go somewhere, and then as you're leaving, someone's like, oh, man, I really got to pee.
It happened.
I just park on the side. All right, there's a tree. 30 seconds to do you pee in the shower, Lizard?
No.
It's liberating. You should really try it, especially in hotels. Highly recommend.
I don't know. Haven't crossed that line yet.
Okay, I didn't know that it was a line. I thought it was just
that's a big line.
Like a moral code.
That's a big moral code. Don't pee in the shower.
Look, Kyle. We were made.
There's a toilet right next. There's a toilet right next to you. Damn it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Vampire. Hello, sir. I've seen this guy in my pubs recently. He used to roll an OG icon on his profile picture.
Not bad.
All the time.
I like the Lone Druid choice against the Lina mid. I think that could work out quite well for him, because Lina doesn't really out-harass the two heroes that he provides. And Magical's also super good at Dota too. Lost the block, though.
Iceberg, however, is just as good. And Iceberg Lina, Iceberg SF, those heroes are his signature heroes. And I think we'll see how this goes. Look at those bets, however. Pango 2.6 on GG.Bet.
I think I would take those odds personally. I think that
really
I don't think Na'Vi is like a 3 or 4 to 1 favorite in this series. No way.
No, I definitely agree. I don't think they deserve to be this much ahead, especially after the draft has concluded.
Yeah, and not to mention, you've got this like, I don't know. We'll see. This is probably gonna be a Dead Next Assassin though. This is a impossible tri-lane. You've got a Rasta that's hitting for like 80 damage, a TB for 73, and then Avenge stun. God forbid they all get level 2, and it's just gonna be impossible. I really like the decision from Na'Vi to tri-lane. I think it was necessary here.
To be honest, talking about Pango and their lineup, I haven't seen Vampire. I said that I've seen him in my pubs, but I haven't seen him play with Pango before. Like, where's their usual position for? That's also the question. Soneko isn't there for Na'Vi, obviously, but Pango, they have some changes of their own, too.
Yeah, for sure. It's still mostly the same squad. I do believe it's mostly Ghostic and Iceberg's baby.
Wait, Iceberg was in Windstrike as well, so he...
Oh, wait, yeah, what am I saying?
Yeah, so there's Iceberg that's new. This Vampire guy is new. I haven't even seen the other players. Maybe they're all completely new, too. But Ghostic, he has been around forever, ever since no Pango was a thing. I believe we casted them together here. Well, not casted, but we were on a panel when we were flaming Sailor and how badly he performed, and then he became much better than he used to be. Right now, I don't see him on the lineup. Maybe he's the jug.
Yeah.
It's just some back and forth.
He's just dead. I do believe you're going to get the pickup on the Venge as well, though. And this is the strength of the bat. Even in this tri-lane, it's going to be very easy for them to trade kills if they can get some napalm stacks up.
I have a feeling if that stun was a bit earlier there, perhaps they have a better trade or deal at least a bit more damage to the TB. As he's free farming right now, they aren't really stopping him.
This is the problem, though, is that, oh, here you go. Might have a kill here on Magical. He's going to get the Hex. Does he have Fear skilled? I don't think so. He's going to survive. Thanks to the Spirit Link. The concern I have with Navi is like they put the Kunkka bottom to get this lone
breaks
druid.
the solve.
And look at his CS right now. Look at what he's forced to do because Kunkka against a Jug in the safe lane, like that's impossible. So even though you've got this cool tri-lane up top, you're not getting any real advantage on the side lane for either squad. So it's just really going to come down to mid and how this game progresses, rotations.
Yeah, especially with the changes to Kunkka to Tidebringer. Right now you can't deny with it, so it doesn't really matter whatsoever to that jug. He's just having a blast on that lane.
Yep.
And that leaves Lion rotating about, but at the same time, Lone Druid is one of the hardest heroes to kill, hardest heroes to rotate. Crystallize does fall to Batrider as Vampire has taken these two supports out of the way.
Yep, and
Iceberg.
That's the problem with Batrider against your TB. Doesn't matter if your Terrorblade is level 9. If he's got no Sunder and there's a bat with 4 or 5 stacks of napalm up on you, you're just dead.
They're going to try to go for that bat right now. That's stunned.
That's double stun.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to get the shackle off. Is that going to be a dead ghost tick? Yep, for sure. And they do give Crystallize the kill. I heard a salve go off. I believe that was used by the Nyx onto the bat. Was not effective.
Vampire at least survives there. Oh, the terror. The wave was there, but not enough damage, sadly, for him. How's mid going?
It's pretty even.
Considering Lion rotated, Magical is doing quite fine. 6 CS behind, not too bad.
Concern is just Blizzy, man, for Navi. Like, this guy, to me, is the heart and soul of Navi. He is the most consistent performer. He has got a very mild and even temperament, and I just think that if he's on these playmakers, you know, like the Blizzy Axe that we saw do so much work back at the Dream League Minor, even at some of the major qualifiers that they were playing earlier, like, he does work. And he's going to be a real weak Kunkka for some time.
At the same time, however, you want to give this guy the initiating heroes. You want to give him that axe. You want to give him Centaur. You want to give him something that's going to run in, right? He can even be that first guy that jumps in. However, with Kunkka, let's just say farewell to Misha, perhaps here. Is he going to die?
Yeah, he's dead.
Has no sticks. And at the same time,
No,
Blizzy.
oh, no, naive. You got to shift Q a bit better there, my friend. He's going to cut him off at the shrine. Blizzy trying to deny himself to creeps. Will do so successfully. Well done.
Yeah, that's a great deny there for him. And also, like, it's a Kunkka. Even if he doesn't have a lot of farm, he can contribute with that boat, right? With the X marks the spot. That's why Kunkka was a very popular position 4 or even 5 at one point, because the hero does well without farm too.
Oh, that cool, the courier coming out to deliver items. That's like not a Dota thing, right? That's a cool Maincast thing. I want that. Oh, no. Iceberg splits the uprights on 3 targets. Does take out Boo Boo for just a second. Weird rotation, though, from Na'Vi. They're just trying to pressure the Lina. He would have gone down there.
It looks like they're going to stick around that mid lane, however.
Yeah, it's a good idea. You can't play into the jug bottom. You're completely worthless there. Up top, it's become untenable, the situation. TB is going to have to just go jungle just because of the matchup.
I'm surprised he hadn't already, to be honest. Like, just go to the jungle and leave one of these supports to die to bat 24/7. At least they get experience and they benefit out of it. So it's interesting that Terrorblade didn't rotate to the jungle already.
I like this move, though. And the other reason this is nice from Na'Vi is that you're pressuring the most important tower with the hero that's going to do the most tower damage in your Lone Druid along with the catapult. It's the 5-minute wave.
Yeah, look at these two supports. They're right there, ready and waiting. If anyone pops his head out like Slayer just did. Oh.
You're going to catch him. Oh, you got to be careful. That's a Iceberg with an Arcane Rune. Going to spam no problem. And this is a bit much now because you forced it. If you're going to make this maneuver, I think you need at least one of those supports creeping in from the back just to...
He did, but I think Slayer understood that Lina is coming in with that Arcane Rune, so he baited them to go on him, and then they can't commit, because if they commit, Lina gets a counter kill instantly. So, good defense by Pango. They played that really well with only 2 heroes. They defend the tier 1 versus 3 with the catapult versus Lone Druid, which is honestly really well played.
It's going to be curious to see how this game develops. Because I like Na'Vi in the late game. Pango's got a bit of an edge. Probably going to take out Misha here. Yeah, he's going to go down for sure. The concern is just that right now, how is Jug going to match up against TB in the late game? But more importantly, who's going to actually find kills on Na'Vi? Well, starts here, true. He's going to get the shackle off, but the fear, will it be enough? No, definitely not. Maybe one more route? One more route?
Yeah, they just did not have the damage necessary over there, and they did force Vampire to rotate in. But
yep. Who on Na'Vi is going to find kills? Meanwhile, Bat, Nyx, they're going to be constantly all over the map. You're just going to have a hard time. And if Pango get to a point where they've nice little wraparound from Chu there, the supports at least are playing very actively. They've got 4 heroes now in this top area of the map. You can look at the warding as well from Na'Vi. 3 placed, just trying to control this little corner of the map here. That Shrine jungle area. They cannot play bottom, as we've seen, so they have a defensive ward instead to try and safeguard Blizzy in case he needs to go jungle, Shrine, what have you. But you just can't deal with Jug just yet. Until Venge is 6, you've got no BKB piercing disable, so even if you were to threaten him, you could just spin TP.
Vampire getting some experience here. Iceberg lurking behind. In case they go for him, they can instantly counter. They got a couple of kills on Batrider. And speaking of that Batrider, speaking of this Nyx, like, there's a lot of kill potential on Pango. There's a lot of burst. You have the Lion Finger, you have the catch with the Nyx, with the Bat, you have the Lina, you have the Omni Slash from Jug, but they have to utilize this early on, and they need to take these objectives early on, I believe, and this is what they're doing right now on mid. They're committing 2 cores into pressuring this 1 tier 1 tower, and who Na'Vi is gonna defend this? Yeah, their supports, they rotated well, but they're level 4, both of them, like minute 9 is there, so they're gonna have the tome in 1 minute, but right now they aren't ready to fight. And it's on Na'Vi, it's on Pango to just pressure them as much as possible right now. As that Terrorblade that we talked about, yeah, he laned versus Batrider, but look at him, he's 4.5k, he's the same network that Jug is, and that Jug had a complete free farm, so they didn't really pressure that Terrorblade whatsoever. They tried killing him, but
answers to him though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have a Bat this entire game just running at him, like through the jungle, and that's my concern. I just don't see who on Na'Vi is gonna be able to have that sort of map dominance on the enemy win condition.
Yeah, if this Kunkka perhaps had a good lane, right? If he could transition into that hero that's frontlining, that's just running into the enemy team, X marking the Lina at least, or the Bat, creating some space. But right now they look like they're good at taking objectives, but very bad at finding kills, very bad at getting pickoffs. Like, there's no initiation on Na'Vi whatsoever, besides the swap, which is gimmicky to say the least, and the X marks the spot, which gives the enemy enough time to respond. While on Pango, like well, Pango has it much easier with their draft.
We'll see, though. I think that as the game continues, the problem that they're going to run into is the Na'Vi death ball, but not really a death ball, more of like a flaming meteor that they're supposed to go up and fight. And when you drop the wards, and you've got a TP with meta, and Lone Druid's on the base, and there's a Venge behind them also providing damage, and the Vlad's is up, like, I actually feel like this amount of DPS will just be insurmountable. And it's just trying to fight a tsunami. It just won't work. It's going to be very important that the Pango keep lanes shoved and continuously are the ones dictating the action. You don't want to get into this drawn-out rat race against a squad like Na'Vi because they just have so much more building damage than your draft does.
Definitely. They need to find these pickoffs. They need to set the tempo the same way Alliance was setting it in the first game, right? They need to do something very similar. And that's what Slayer is trying to do. However, he's been left alone. That stun isn't there.
Tower's going to go down, though. He'll take this. That would have been a tower deny otherwise. I think he's happy with that.
All right. They do take down the Lion, which wasn't really necessary for him to die there. I think they could have maybe even gotten that Lone Druid if they all committed. But there's a slight miscommunication from the Nyx, from the Lion, and also Lina there, which eventually just lets them take the tower, that's true, but not much more.
You can see Naive, he's playing so aggressive. Venge is still not level 6, so as long as he doesn't try and TP and get torrented, he'll probably just wait, hang out. He saw the Venge. He knows he can just safely spin TP, and that's exactly what he'll do, back to his own friendly shrine.
I'm very interested in what Kunkka's item progression is going to be like, because this is an offlane Blizzy Kunkka. So, like, I've seen some Atoses being built, but right now I see the phases and the magic wand, which
Maybe a Yules this game. Or drums, actually. Probably just like phase drums, Vlad's. Maybe
yeah,
by
just full utility for the Terrorblade, for the Lone Druid. You don't really have to dish out damage as a tree on the side of Navi. You just have to bring utility and
that was why they
control,
picked the hero. Just a couple throwaway stuns, some team fight, and he's tanky. Navi's got plenty of damage, as we've been discussing. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's exactly what he does. And you just, just literally be the stun and aura buyer, and you're all good with that if you're this side of Navi.
It's been the story of position trees for quite a while now. Just get a lot of utility items. That's it.
Yeah. Thanks, Seb. He did win a TI with that, though, so can't blame. Top lane, we got a bit of a skirmish going on. Misha's going to catch the ult to the face. Got 10 stick, though. He should be fine. Lasso's going to come out. That is going to be a dead magical lone druid. Ghost Stick finding that kill there. Nice rotate from the Iceberg Lina and the Nyx Assassin. And that is the Pango advantage, is that they're going to be able to find kills. They've got all this mobility. Na'Vi, you're seeing what they want to do. Shove towers. Unfortunately, Slayer finds Chu. Immediately going to take him down and get the bonus damage for future ultimates. It's going to be a kill as well onto Blizzy. Applause comes out. No all chat, though. Quite disappointing. I thought this was CIS.
Meanwhile, the wards are hitting the towers, so they are dishing out some damage to the tier 2, and the Terrorblade is farming, but they lost the Lone Druid and 2 more heroes afterwards, so it's not like they lost 2 cores for what? For 50% damage on a tier 2. I'm not certain that's really worth it, but for Navi, I don't think they have too many other plays. Like this Kunkka, if he was something mobile, like he could be doing that move and then surviving afterwards, right? Like a bat flying over the trees or centaurs using ulti. But he's a Kunkka. He can't afford to, like if he commits to a tier 2, he's going to die there.
Yep. And the Lone Druid, you can see Mask of Madness queued up. He's got a medallion, but at this point, Magical is just a non-factor. You can see the Battle Fury recipe being delivered to the Juggernaut. He went Yasha first, so he's still going to be accelerating incredibly fast, even though he's been fighting this whole time. Bat with bots now. You're going to try and wrap around on this mid-tower. Navi need this move to work, and they should be able to find Slayer. Stun on 1, but that X was already out, and now Magical's going to connect. That'll be a dead lion for sure. 5 heroes here from Navi.
With that kill, they're going to get to tier 1.
Yep.
Is this the deathbolt that we've been talking about, however? Is this what's necessary? I don't think that a lion kill is good enough, but it will allow them to go and pressure the tier 2 even, maybe take it down. With the Terrorblade form, with the meta on, like they can definitely pressure this.
Yep, this is the strength of the draft. Already some chip damage on that tier 2 bottom, now looking to complete their conquest of this mid lane's objectives. Yep, Naive just putting, you can see Ghost Stick, he shoved top, now farming jungle, he's got bots ready. Naive in the meantime, bottom, he's shoving out there hard. This is how you want to play if you're Pango. They recognize, look, like we really cannot fight into this kind of lineup. So just get as much as we can off the map. Immediately as Navi back away, you're on the hunt. Nick's chasing, got the Arcane Rune, you're going to be able to find a pick off here for sure. Ghost Stick all by himself. Will he be able to kill Crystallize? The X comes out. Crystallize in so much trouble. Will he be able to get in time? 2 more ticks to the Flame Break. Yes.
He survives. At the same time, they did take down the Shadow Shaman, but that's not the kill that's as big. Not at all. Crystallize surviving was so good for Navi. At the same time, you can see that the Pango realized this. Okay, they took our towers down, but meta is off. Let's instantly punish them. Let's instantly chase them down. We have the Nyx, we have the Bat, which is something that they tried doing, but in the end, it didn't really work out for them, as that Bat Rider did fall to the Terrorblade.
Looks like a Halberd's going to be the decision as well on the Blizzy and post drums. Mask of Madness complete on the Lone Druid. Might have an engagement here. Ghost Stick, he's going to be botsing in. They're looking for Magical. They get the Yules off. Will there be a stun to follow up? No, the Fear onto the Lina, but they get the Nyx. Swapped out. Stun on Avenge. Ghost Stick continuing to chase. Might look to Flame Break back. Don't believe he has Lasso up for 50 seconds. Magical, he's still on the run. Slayer's coming in, gets the Hex off. Does he have Finger? Yes, he does. Here it comes, baby. And down goes Freddy. More damage for Slayer. That's 2 stacks now on that new little 5th ability that shouldn't exist thanks to Ice Frog. And a huge kill.
A huge kill, and they transform it into a tier 2 push. I'm at least satisfied that this Lone Druid isn't going for some Insta-Radiance build, some crazy stuff like that, because he realizes, all right, we've drafted in such a way that I have to be the one that puts himself out, that is in danger, but at least the Terrorblade is farming well. And, I mean, I'm not saying it's a perfect scenario, but at least he has adapted. Imagine if he was building a Radiance or something. He would have been so far behind right now.
I'm just happy to watch Dota nowadays, man. It feels like even like these tier 2 teams, right? Neither Pango nor Navi is going to be in anyone's consideration for top 10, possibly even like top 10, 15, top 20 in the world. But you can see that both squads very much understand how they need to win the game, specifically the Pango. As Navi is backing from the tower, they're chasing to 2 different sections of the map to try and find them because they recognize, look, we need skirmishes, we need these pickoffs. I love that Ghostic went bots. He's just been constantly playing off as far from his team as possible. He's taking these dead lanes, these dead waves, and allowing his teammates to continuously play aggressive and hunt aggro around the map. And this is not how you want to be playing TB.
The last time I was in a team such as Pango, pretty much the same tier, you would say, was 1 year ago.
Maybe a tier 2 lower, sure, but it could have been the same on a good day.
Nah, we were actually like playing the same tournament, same qualifiers, beating players that are in this team very often. Yeah, I mean, I just want to say that it's scary to see how better they are 1 year after. You know, like how strategically faster they are at executing everything that's necessary to be executed and itemizing properly too. You wouldn't see this a year ago. Hence, that's why we sometimes would beat them.
And
right?
that's why we're on the casting desk.
That's exactly why I'm here right now. So,
because I just don't feel, I haven't been playing for a year either, but I don't feel like the skill levels increased too drastically. Who knows?
You don't feel it?
Oh no, it's not as much with the individual play, I would say. I think it's more about the strategy, I guess. Like
that's what I'm talking about. It's like the pace in which they make these moves. It's like something that I would have to talk to my teammates for a lot.
And replay review.
Exactly. And now it seems like every single team and their grandma like knows how to do it properly.
Specifically itemizing. It felt like only like 3 teams could do it properly. Now everybody does, but we got to cut that off because we got a huge clash possibly going down. The tier 2 will fall. Crystallize pops the ultimate, tanks the stun from both Slayer and the Nyx Assassin, but he's still full strength. Chu coming in. Ward trap aggressively onto Naive. Going to swap out the TB. The ultimate comes out for the jug, but it doesn't do a damn thing.
He's gone.
He is just dead. What the hell? Slayer just evaporated Crystallize. I missed it completely because he just exploded. Magical's going to try and TP out. Will he be able to? It does appear so.
The bear, however, is the bear going to... Misha, run!
Boo-boo!
Oh.
He's gone.
He falls. And the snakes as well. They're killing the whole goddamn zoo. And honestly, like you saw the Omni Slash there, the Yasha build with the 2 raid bands. It's the casual, classic jug build. You go for power threads, 2 raid bands into Yasha. You just can't fight at any given point. Plus that Battle Fury, it makes you scale even better. In that fight, he had a couple of slashes that went off to the creeps, but most of them went onto the Venge, onto the Terrorblade. He dropped him on 50% HP and zap, Slayer gets
Plus he was still getting the cleave as well, which is why I feel like it's so key, especially when you're playing against Terrorblade, because otherwise you get to a point where the TB hits like this BKB Manta Scotty timing, and if you try and Omni him, you will do nothing. Whereas at least with the cleave factor, you'll be not just clearing the illusions, but also dealing heavy damage to the real target. This is a big move, and they get the Roche kill as well. Naive now going to grab that Aegis.
It's just becoming more and more apparent how easy this lineup of Pango is to execute. How like they have everything that's necessary for them. While on the side of Navi, they have to be making these cute plays. They have to be... I don't know what they have to be doing. They have to be split pushing all the time or something, because you have a Lone Druid and a Terrorblade cores. That's not an easy strategy to execute whatsoever. You have to go super late versus this team somehow. But are they going to allow you to do that? That's the question. You have the Medallion and the Mask of Madness. At least they're patching the wound, but it's not where you want to be at any given point.
It definitely doesn't feel good, and even with the way they're itemizing, right? Like, Lone Druid's still playing catch-up. Terrorblade's Terrorblade. He needs more time. Blizzy going for drums into pipe. They're really not... they're not trying to deal more damage right now, as we were talking about in the previous game as well. Like, they're just trying to stay alive. And the Pango, like, there is no chill on this squad. They are walking high ground. You've got a DD bottled on Naive, and the Glyph pop now as well. I've got to expect he just pops this DD and starts going ham.
I mean, that's exactly what you said. They're itemizing to survive. And on the side of Pango, I feel like it's not even that important how they itemize. These heroes, they have these skill sets that do enough on their own, and then everything else is just a bonus.
Really well done though by Navi. They keep the exact 2 heroes they want in that bottom lane. The Rasta and the Lone Druid, forcing TPs. Blizzy's going to survive. Will he be able to get spells with the question? There's the DD from Naive. If he gets the ult off, it's definitely going to be a kill here. Is he just going to go in? He is. Pops the Omni Slash. Who's going to land on? Blizzy probably going to take the brunt of it. Instead, drops over to Misha. Nobody goes down. Blizzy dead now. Will Naive try to TP out? We'll see. Just going out to the side, but the lasso's out. There's no swaps, as you say. TP in so much trouble. It's still the DD. Nice fear from Magical. Stun comes out onto Naive. Will they be able to get a root? Crystallize just forced to run away. You can see Ghostic applies so much pressure, just spamming these napalms, and on the way, here comes Iceberg. All the way from that bottom lane. He's going to finish Crystallize.
Not even a Laguna Blade was used there. Oh, the root!
And the tower!
They got him. However, everyone else fell. Magical's bear is about to fall, it seems. Is he going to tick out? No? Nah. Alright, so Ghostic is going to go back to that mid.
Nice ward trap. Carapace as well, Ghostic. He's going to try and survive, but there's the shackles. Iceberg blinks forward. He's going to be able to kill Chu. Yule's onto the bear as well. He still has the Laguna, not using it just yet.
Iceberg.
He's going to catch the Venge Stun. Naive going to spin away and try and get out of here. Magical. Will he be able to land on the root? Stun comes out. X already onto Iceberg. He's going to catch the Torrent. Flame Break, trying to peel, but it's not going to be enough. Iceberg's going to go down.
That's a dieback. That's a dieback for a Rasta kill. I mean,
that was Iceberg special, am I right? Blinks into melee range of the Rasta inside the base.
I mean,
doesn't Laguna him?
Doesn't Laguna him. He didn't Laguna at all throughout that whole fight, which was a little bit interesting, to say the least. But at the same time, like, I understand what he was trying to do. He bought back so that they can pressure that tier 3 right now. But the problem that they've got is it's only 23 minutes in, and Navi, they respawn really fast, so they were ready and able to fight him again. And you're Alina, if you go that deep in, like, you're gonna die for sure.
It's about like the risk versus reward analysis, because on one hand, if that's the TB, by all means, get that kill, boy. But it's the Rasta. It's this hero that just doesn't accomplish anything. It doesn't open up the map. He'd already dropped his wards. He'd already used all of his spells.
He saved Ghostic. The bottom line is he saved the Batrider, and I believe in his mind he was supposed to port in there and then help them into taking the high ground, into taking the tier 3, into maybe even Raxes. But unfortunately for him, it didn't really work out that well, and now that this bear is closing up. He's getting
Radiance
bigger.
is a pretty nice item in a game like this. You've got Blink on Lina and Bat. You can be canceling that. You just run the bear at these heroes, isolate them, find them, and then all of a sudden they get swapped in, stunned, taken down.
Yeah, and it's not only Radiance Bear. He's going to have that medallion. He's going to have that Mask of Madness too to hit with.
You see this Pango, that Navi was not smoked. Pango was. They saw them all walk up into their triple shrine area.
Yeah, Lina isn't there, however. He
got
does
bots,
have
though.
travels. Yeah, he does have travels to work with.
Really important that both he and Bat have them in this game. It's what's enabled Pango to play so split and fast around the map, because their map movement, like Navi can't do moves like we saw them attempt before that base push, where they're keeping their tower pressure in one lane, because Navi have no problem using regular TPs, deal with the lanes, and then they're immediately back. And it just forces Navi into these spots where you're constantly trying to play two places at once.
TPs are here. They do catch down Vengeful, but that's only your Vengeful spirits, and you forced 3 ports to this bottom lane, which isn't really... I mean, every time I see this happen, I'm like, good for the position 5. He died. He gave vision of 3 cores that were smoked up previously, and at the same time, he forced them to their side of the map, which opens up all sorts of plays and possibilities for your own teammates. Dying as a position 5 in a situation like that isn't really a bad thing whatsoever. Let's see though, Slayer.
Probably slayed. Iceberg's gonna get the stun off. Does Laguna this time. We'll be able to finish him off. Slayer's still alive. He has Finger too. You gotta watch him coming back into the fight. That's a level 2 Finger available. Blizzy's gonna hit the ultimate.
Vampire. Alright, the next assassin does fall. Sometimes he's doing these movements in a little bit weird situations.
Oof. Nice guess from Blizzy, but yep, he's picking up forward.
Yeah, he tried. Like, he torrented to the bottom, but he tried to cleave towards the top.
Yeah.
Didn't really work out for him, sadly. Misha, however, he has swap here, right?
He does. Might not. They still have the vision. Will have been enough. Ghostic is going super deep. He gets swapped in and stunned. Will they be able to take him out? The turn rate screwing over Crystallize just a little bit, but he's going to go down. Another swap forwards. Where did Iceberg go? He blinked out. He's going to be able to finish off the Venge. Spear's still alive. They've got the ultimate, however. Sunder is prepared if he wants to. He's going to use it onto, what was that? An illusion of the jug?
I think it was Lone Druid Bear, right? Is it?
Oh, they catch the root, the torrent. That might be a dead jug, and it will be. Iceberg in vain, just trying to cast spells with low ground. But what is Ghostic doing? He blinked onto the enemy ward to try and pursue. Now there's another X. Now there's a torrent. Oh, no.
Oh, the blink.
Dude, sick predict.
And the torrent.
He knew the blink was sick. Yeah. He knew the blink was up, so he tries to guess where he might go. You know, again, twice that it didn't work out, but props to Blizzy for just keeping...
For trying, yeah. He's just playing on another level. It's really good. It isn't working out for him, obviously, but the thought is what matters.
I feel like that should be an advanced stat. Like if you were trying, it's impossible to record unless you're watching the games, right? But it's one of those. It's sort of like we're gonna have a quick kill, but it's like in basketball when I feel like you should get some sort of credit for creating a wide open shot that is missed. It's similar in this sense where you don't get the kill, but you made the right play, and.
It's hard. It's hard to measure. It's hard to record, as you said. We have more simpler things that we aren't recording right now.
That might be a bit too advanced for chat. Let's be real.
Too advanced right now.
Let's stick to KDA. More kills, good. Less deaths,
good.
Also good.
Also good.
Sorry, I fooled myself there.
Assists, no one really cares. Right,
Nice
Iceberg. I mean, have you noticed how Pango just lost the control of this game for no reason whatsoever? A couple of bad plays. Remember when they ported down bottom? Navi instantly went top, vengeful ports on that shrine. That's exactly what we were calling. Like, if you split them up like this, if your position 5 dies, so what? He's up in 20 seconds, ready to fight on another side of the map, ready to put that ward down for Ghostic. And Ghostic, he made a mess there. To be frank, he saw that Vengeful was there. He saw what Lina was doing. Why do you go in?
I think it's this problem you have playing heroes like Bat, where you're just like, oh man, that's a 5-man flame break. It's going to be huge. I'm going to get in there. But it doesn't play. You need a longer fight if you want to have that deal some sort of heavy damage.
It's good.
No stacks.
It's good because I believe what he was thinking, there's a jug next to me. I'm going to create enough space for him to Omni Slash down the Terrorblade. But Terrorblade with BKB and with so many units around him, that Omni Slash just did not do enough.
And this is the TB versus Jug relationship. This is how it goes. Oh, the Hex comes out before Iceberg can get a spell off. He's going to be X back into the Torrent. Bear is hitting him in the face. Gets the Yules off. In the meantime, Misha will get taken out. A Fear as well onto Lina, but he's going to go down. He has no buyback either for 1 minute, 30 seconds. Now he's going to spin away. Got the Blink active Manta as well. Ultimate up, but it's just not going to be enough. And Ghostic, he catches the X, but he will be able to blink out before that Torrent lands. Finishes off the Rasta as well. Misha is on the hunt. Will he be able to get vision for the swap? Probably not. He's got a W up in a few seconds, but I think Ghostic might get a stun off. Might get his blink off in time.
Ghostic is fine. Like,
he's going to cut waves instead, actually.
Yeah, his movement speed with travels, with drums is just ridiculous. With the new Firefly as well, he just moves way too fast for them to catch them. At the same time, they do kill Iceberg, and I feel like his game is just in shambles at the moment.
It's just disintegrated.
He's third on the network charts. Like he's doing all right, but at the same time, he could have been such a better position right now.
The problem as well is that he's itemized solely to be that lord of the game. You know, to get ahead, stay ahead. He has so much mobility, but these items, Ags, Blink, bots, like you spent over 10,000 gold, but you don't have real stats. You don't have any armor. And you're in a position now, if you get swapped in, you catch a stun, you catch a Hex, you're dead to this TB.
Exactly. If they just look at you the wrong way and you get caught by that look, you're dead. So this Lina has to be very careful.
Was this 2 kills?
All right.
Na'Vi?
And maybe the Bear too. There's the Yules. There's the stun.
Na'Vi?
All right. They just ran uphill without a ward, without anything. When Rosh is about to spawn.
Oh my god. And runes, man. Like, this takes me back to one of my favorite Dr. Seuss songs. Don't run up the high ground with no vision.
Especially when it's 30 minutes in, when the bounties are about to spawn. What were they thinking even? I mean, if they had support there, but it was only the lone druid next to them.
This happens in pubs sometimes. I almost lose. I'm like, don't run up there, guys. They're all missing. They're gonna
But you have to know.
They've died.
You have to know they're going to be there, right? It's next to their shrine. The runes are spawning. Where else are they going to be?
That's another Roshan going the way of the Pango. And once again, the game's momentum has shifted. What was Navi's is now once again this Radiant team of Pango. And they're beginning to march down mid. Meta was not used. All these spells are both up for both teams, so you're going to need some sort of pickup before you make things happen. BKB up on Blizzy. But man, does anybody have a Vlad's on Na'Vi? Somebody's got to have one for this kind of draft to succeed. They killed one bear. This could be the second.
Oh, he's not going to survive this. He's ticking down slowly but surely. And with that, Carapace as well securing versus the Radiance.
We didn't even realize it, but this is a Radiance bear now. And you've got a really easy time on the side of Pango taking out these bears. And once that's done, Where's the damage from Na'Vi? It's all on that Terrorblade, and it's not the easiest game for him. There's so many stuns on this side of Pango.
There's so much burst with this Aghanim's that we talked about, and now the butterfly completed on Jug with that Blink Dagger. This Blink Dagger is so good for them. Just
I'd like to see him blinking into the base, not Iceberg.
Yeah, he just blinks in, gets exactly. Please, no more Lina blinks in. It's unnecessary. Blink in with Naive, just take down that Terrorblade. And you know what? Naive, he got into the scene. I believe it was with this exact team, but he played Terrorblade so well. Every single team would either try to snatch it away from him or ban it against him. And if Juggernaut is also one of his heroes, so he definitely knows how to itemize well. And right now, everything looks solid from him.
I think so far it's been perfect. The butterfly specifically is key because when you're playing against heroes like TB, he doesn't want to buy an MKB, and you sort of force him to do so. And look, no Vlads on either team.
Did Vlads get... Huh? I don't understand. This is the second game in a row that teams aren't buying Vlads, and
it's just so good. Yeah. Someone has to hurt their own game and buy it. Nyx probably going to go down here. Carapace comes out, will stun everything, but Chu getting the Hex off. Not going to actually go down. I would have potentially looked to swap him in, but you got to be careful here on the side of Na'Vi because you're playing into Aegis. And you're really just one mistake away from losing your base. Smoke coming out, love this maneuver. Is that a BKB on Ghost Stick? It is indeed. He's got to be careful, though, because the swap will still cancel that lasso.
They're pinging out. Venge is running back. Blizzy is there, but there's a swap.
Nice.
Yeah, they knew. Oh, the BKB has been used by both Blizzy and the Bat Rider. They're going in. Iceberg.
Slayer's in trouble. Oh, nice double stun by Vampire, but in the meantime, the Juggernaut's going to come out onto Magical. Onto the bear as well. Nobody's really going down. Chu tried to TP out, but he's going to actually get killed. A nice Nyx.
Nice.
He's not going to be pulled out of the exit type, so that boat's going to miss completely. Magical now trying to chase, as is Crystallized with the meta pop. There's no Jug Omni Slash up, but they're still so strong. And immediately here comes Iceberg with the Arcane Rune. Will this be enough? The BKB gets popped. 1200 HP. That Laguna will be able to take him down if he can get behind below 900 HP. Nyx is going to buy back.
Oh,
nice War Trap onto the side on Iceberg. He's in a lot of trouble. No armor on this hero. Does have the Yules. He's got Aegis as well. He's going to go down once.
Okay, they don't have the Omni Slash here. They do have Vampire with the buyback. He's here. He's ready to help the Lina, but with the fear, I don't think,
that's
he just
exactly what I'm talking about. Like, it takes a second, 1 second of Iceberg presenting himself as a target, and he is just down to this heavy physical damage.
As well. Look at that. With the Aegis, they still lose that fight with the buybacks committed.
Yes, buybacks were used, I think, by Chu and...
Rasta, Shadow Shaman. Yeah. Chu and the Nyx Assassin Vampire.
Look at the damage numbers, though. You can see the name of the game. It is buff this TB and provide some mechanism for him to attack the enemy. And everybody else, just try and stun somebody and stay alive.
I just don't see this Nyx Assassin impacting the game as much as this Chu Shadow Shaman is right now. Like, he's doing so much more. And once they waste that Omni Slash, it looks like they don't have enough damage to take down Crystallize. And if they do try to, like, he just sunders the Jug. They need to somehow find a way of catching out that Venge and also the Terrorblade afterwards.
This might be a dead Blizzy. He's in a little bit of trouble. The finger... Yeah, he's gone.
Doesn't get the damage right, but they do take the Kunkka down, which is huge for them.
And there's the MKB on Crystallized, though. So the damage output game has equalized. And this moment right here, 35-minute Bounty Rune spawn, this is the part of the game where you can say for sure, yeah, this is why you take TB against Jug. You will start to see the tide and momentum shift because there's just not enough damage anymore to take out this hero. Nerf after nerf after nerf, and yet... TB still reigns supreme.
We said that Na'Vi, they need this super late game. They need to get to this point in the game. I mean, this wasn't considered super late game before. It's 35 minutes in, right? But in these last few patches, this is where the heroes have almost everything they need. They get their levels. 10, 15 minutes from now, I don't see how Pango is... It's going to be very difficult for Pango to stand against them. Even right now, they don't have the damage necessary to take down the Terrorblade. That movement, however, that whole fight around that cliff was read perfectly by Na'Vi. They pinged out the Vengeful, who was in front. Then the Blizzy just moves there, and Venge is waiting on the low ground for the swap. Insta-swap saves the Kunkka. They turn the fight as that lasso was completely wasted.
Yep. It's very difficult for Pango, even with the lead, to try and initiate properly. They want pickoffs, as you're saying, but if the Venge is playing properly around his course, you're never going to be able to go in with a lasso. We've seen what happens if Iceberg tries and puts himself in too aggressive of a position. Nyx has to get close, and Jug really needs these disables to be able to go ham. And you're at a point, the problem I have with Jug just as a hero concept is that if you can deal with the Omni Slash, negate the damage, reduce the damage, avoid it, whatever you can do, once that spell is down, he is not a real carry anymore, no matter the itemization. And your TB, he's a big boy.
One of the biggest issues with the Juggernaut that you just stated is when you play against him, if you take down that ward or if he doesn't have a team that plays around that healing ward, he's not nearly as strong. I'd say that healing ward is his biggest asset, as it makes some lineups work so well, as you can dead ball with it, you can do so much, but in this situation right here, it's irrelevant.
And now AC finished on the side. Now this is a huge item, but please, somebody, you know what we need. That last remaining item.
I can't believe that
providing
no one is buying glass.
15% damage. You got the Venge. It's like it's half of the maxed out Vengeor. You know what I mean? It's too good to not have. But you can have a nice initiation here. That's the bear. He's gonna go down even with that fresh AC. He's a lot tankier now, though. Holy crap.
With that AC, and look at them converging to the top lane. Instantly, Navi's running in with the smoke, and Vampire, he does blink out. He should be fine. With the Carapace, all right. They did not fall to this rotation of Navi, at least. No, I'm completely with you on the Vlad's train. I remember, like, I was standing next to Secret when they were playing in Dream League Major, and I'm listening to them. They're completely dominating, winning. The only thing they need to go is go high ground and push, and just finish the game. But they're saying, Puppy was like, no, go back, get Vlads. Who's buying Vlads? Like, 20 minutes in. It's just, let's get Vlads, then finish.
Yeah.
That item is just huge.
It is 20% damage reduction for physical damage, of course, for your entire team, for your creeps, for your friends. No reason not to, but we'll let them be. You know, we'll see what happens as this tournament continues, whether squads start to utilize the item a bit more efficiently. You got a nice smoke coming out from Navi. I'm not sure they're going to find anything, though, unless Ghosted gets frisky here. It's tough. Who's leading? You know, who's actually trying to find these kills? They're really hoping that Pango is actually going to be over-aggressive because Crystallize is actually leading the charge because there's no one that can truly find a kill.
And you can't really go on that Crystallize, right? You have the Vengeful swapping out. It's very hard to burst him down.
They're doing a great job on Pango as well to just continue to increase their lead. You can see constantly Iceberg now TPing to the bottom. That lane was pushed in originally thanks to the illusions of the naive Jug. Ghosted constantly cutting waves as well. It's a 10k lead. It was 6 just a few moments ago. Even though no kills have gone down, it's just the ability to out-resource.
You can out-resource them because at the same time, it's hard to initiate on Navi. It's very hard for Navi to initiate, right? Because if you are Navi, you have to be playing around this Venge. Oh.
Yeah, he's going to find him.
All right, Vampire. Well, if you run into the sentry like that next to Rasta.
That's a tier 3 going to go down. They've got Glyph. Will be forced.
All right, Vampire. He said lag. He was lagging there. He didn't mean to feed.
Hey, I was lagging too. Yeah,
you see, like, he has, like, .OG. That's what I was talking about. He's some OG fanboy. Can't blame him, though.
That's it's a cool game. I think Pango are going to... This is one of those strange games where it's like one team is farming faster and can kill the enemy. The other team cannot be killed when they are 5 and kill buildings faster. Yeah. So it's this game of cat and mouse where you've got this Radiant lineup of Pango who are going to need to find pickoffs and just push waves. Like they're just, it's Jerry versus Tom. Set traps, find kills.
They just have to split all the time, like they're doing right now with Lina. There's no other play because the way Navi is playing, they are positioning themselves always in this sort of a triangle around Venge. So no matter which core gets initiated on, she's going to be able to swap one of them out. And strategically, that's solid for Navi, as it's very hard to break that barrier for Pango. But at the same time, as you said, that gold lead was 6k 2 minutes ago. Now it's 10k. It's because Pango, they're free to roam the map. They're free to do whatever they want as long as Navi does not get this Aegis and pushes into the high ground. And it's very important that Lina is split pushing right now, because if she isn't, and that Aegis, that Rosh respawns, that's easy game for Navi, as you can't approach that fight. Yeah, Refresher Shard, Cheese, Aegis, you can't approach it as Pango. It's a very difficult fight for them, even with the Bat Rider.
It's just tough because you've got to keep Na'Vi as 5 because if they make their way onto your base and their creep wave is 20 seconds ahead of yours, they could theoretically just kill a Rax and say, oh, they're not wanting to fight us. We're going to go throne now and just start beating on it, drop Roster wards, and all of a sudden Pango's forced to take a team fight that they're not going to want, but it's forced because it's literally inside of your base. It's a very complex situation and tough to win games from this position, even with a huge lead. You know, they've played great thus far, but to close this game out is going to require a very high degree of execution. It'll be interesting to see if they can pull it off.
To be honest, they are 10k ahead, but I feel like Na'Vi has an easier
win condition
right now.
What do you think the win probability is?
I'd say like 70% for Na'Vi. At least. They need to, basically for them, in my eyes, it's take Rosh, gather up, and just go. Maybe, but maybe not 70%, maybe 60 to 65, because they don't have a real way of catching the split pushers, right?
Yep.
They truly don't. This Lina just took down.
But they will, though,
yeah.
because Rasta at some point is going to have a Blink Dagger.
Yep. He's
going to have Glimmer Cape, maybe even a BKB. If you have a Rasta with Blink BKB...
Shadow Shaman, yeah, Rasta can do that. Shu can definitely do it. He did it a couple of times. That buyback next to the cliff is what made them able to take down Lina twice. So he's the one. He's the only one. The swap is there, but it's not really... he can always blink out afterwards, so it's not really that relevant.
It's a sad day for Nyx, though, because he's going to zone back in. Like, nice, guys. Sorry, I'm back.
For 80 seconds.
And runes are spawning in 20, so we're going to get right back into the thick of things with objectives on the way.
How do you feel about the Nyx's game so far? The impact, like, I have a feeling it could have been much better so far, at least.
It's hard. I think the impact of Nyx is very difficult to understand without like going through the replay because
of the vision and everything.
Yeah,
right?
it's like how many extra sentries did the enemy team play? Did they kill Nyx with any of those? And how Nyx can force the enemy side to play a bit more compact than they may have wanted, because if they run away from their teammates from their sentries and they get popped off, then all of a sudden there's a hero with bots. There's 2 of them to worry about. It just makes you play far more smaller space.
Yeah, considering there's bots on Lina, bots on Bat, if you see, like, it's so hard to play across the map, right?
Yeah.
Even if you see them, they can always travel into the Nyx to help him out.
Yeah,
so the pick itself is good.
There's a game design term that I believe. Oh, hang on. That's Detchu. Not much going on here. He gets lassoed and dragged away.
He doesn't have buybacks, so they're kind of even right now when it comes to Rasta is dead on one side, the Nyx on the other, so no one has a clear advantage with this Rosh respawning, but they do not know when it's going to respawn exactly, so.
But we do. 1 minute and 10 seconds. That's when things are going to pop off. We've got buybacks on everybody available. You can see that's why Crystallize is not finishing his Daedalus, because he wants to ensure that in the event he were to die, he can just immediately go back to this pit.
He bought it, right? He bought the...
Oh, wow.
He bought it. He's
all right, I take everything I said back.
He's going
he is all-inning for the Roche fight.
I mean, I agree with you, but at the same time, perhaps...
It's TB.
It's TB, no meta, so because of that.
I think it also, like, simplifies your game, right? Because you don't want to be playing hero like TB in this sort of clutch situation. You've got so many stuns and things that can kill you on the enemy side. You don't want to be caught in limbo between, oh, crap, do I BKB? Do I ult and commit? Do I just let myself die and buy back? Way simpler. Just say, I'm all in for damage, folks. Don't let me die. And theoretically, his team's going to be playing around him as is. He's got Avenge behind him.
I just want to say that Lion went for Blink Dagger Ghost in this game. Usually what I see Lions doing right now is Ags, just rush Ags instantly. And in this game, it also looks so good, right?
It's incredible. You're not really relied upon to be that sole initiator. You've got a ton of heroes in front of you. And more importantly, you're against TB.
Exactly my point. You already have the initiation necessary, so why go for an additional Blink on Lion? I mean, it's a good item on him, but he might just fall right now on this mid lane. Chu with that blink initiates and he's just gone.
Right as Roche spawns.
That's such a bad time to die. Such a bad time to die. As a Lion as well, it's so hard for you to out-push. Why was he...
Why is a Lion in the lane?
Why is a Lion in the lane, exactly?
That's the third Roche. That's 70% win chance we estimated for Na'Vi. I actually think that might have just jumped all the way to like 90. They lasso, but did he get anything? I don't think so. AC finished on Lina. But it's just not enough. Another swap onto Ghostic. He's stuck in no man's land. Another swap. How many swaps has this guy got? X comes out. Torrent, grip, stun, Fear, damage, dead
They
bat.
got him. And the jump. All right. That was interesting, to say the least. Like
Pango really dug their own grave
I think
in
it's
this one.
Yeah, I think it's that pause as well that probably messed with them a little bit. That Lion just... He was mid for 3 waves at least, just farming. It's not something that you would usually do, especially as a Lion. If you're some Kotl or Jakiro or something and you're out pushing, it's understandable. But Lion does it so slowly.
Dude, and this is... They have a refresher on Rasta, and if I'm not mistaken, they may look to just go throne here. I don't think you drop wards on this. You've got... Don't do it. Yep, save it.
He saved
My
them.
man,
He saved them.
Yeah, he's thinking, you know, you can see the thoughts. Blizzy's going to try and TP back because you have a ton of pressure onto your base from both the Juggernaut and Iceberg. He's going to actually pop Omni Slash onto the Blizzy Kunkka, and that's a dead Rax. That's a dead Kunkka. Na'Vi, what are you doing, folks? You had teams. Nyx is going to blink in and stun. Chu blinks in as well. He's going to get the grip off and the shackle onto Slayer. He's probably going to go down here. Another Rax, though, is being taken by Pango in the meantime. They've already secured 2 melees.
Are they going to go for 3? They're going for
They're
Megas.
going for 3.
They're going for
Na'Vi,
Megas.
you've got to make a decision here. You've got no teleport on Magical. He's going to refresh. He's refreshed in front of me. What for? Megas. Is that Megas?
There's Megas.
BKB's up on Iceberg. I don't think you can stop him here.
You
still have a BKB on the on the Jug as well. Na'Vi, they just pulled a C9. Nobody with teleports. Neither Lone Druid nor Crystallize on the Terrorblade had the ability to come back to base.
I love Ghostix. Old chat, that was lame.
How to throw a game in about 15 seconds. Featuring
That 10% that we did say they still have worked out for them, it seems, and now they have Megas to play with.
God, I just love Dota is all about, you know, what separates the truly transcendent players and teams from all the others is their ability to find ways to win. No. To find ways to win.
Of course.
When the odds are stacked against you and you just don't know what to do.
But they knew that was their chance,
Yeah,
right? They knew that they had to
looked for a mistake and they capitalized. I'm not, you know, can't fault them. No boots DD now on Crystallize. That's a dead Nyx. Does he have buyback? I hope so. Yeah, you better. You just killed 3 racks. DD up, Aegis up, meta in 40.
A Rapier on Crystallize, actually. They're going all in. They want to take down their throne instantly.
And also, what the hell? Magical had the refresher shard. Why did Magical have the refresher shard? And then he used it, I assume, because he thought he had TP. I have no idea. You have meta in 20 seconds. You got to be a little chill if you're Na'Vi, but this is going to be the fight for the game. Mega's already scared for Pango. Na'Vi trying to go for the game. Stun comes out onto the bear. That's the first one dead. Naiv's going to get swapped in. Drops the healing ward. He's going to hit Crystallize in the face. He's going to go down.
He has Aegis. Aegis and Rapier.
No
and
DD anymore, but he will respawn with meta active, and the stun will miss. He pops the BKB immediately. Meta up in 7 seconds. BKB on Kunkka used as well. The ward trap on the side. That's going to take out Slayer. He's got no buyback. 5-on-4 for the rest of this engagement. Crystallize, he's got meta. He's got the Rapier. It's go time, but they're actually leaving the base.
They have no creeps, and the creeps on the side lanes are pushing in as well.
Oh no, they popped the meta now though. No BKB up on the Terror, but he's going to immediately shred out Ghost Stick. The Jug all doing so much damage. It's going to maybe take out Magical. Yes, it is. Naive now, stuck in no man's land, but Iceberg dies to 2 smacks, trying to man up on Crystallize, who's just going to hit the Jug in the face. Gripped. No, it's not going to be enough. Oh, they both go down to each other. Blizzy with the crit's going to actually somewhat finish that off.
Leave the Rapier.
Nyx, don't do it.
Leave it. They have to go back. They have to buy back and defend. And at the same time, that Rapier is just given away to that Jug, I suppose. Or Lina even. We'll see who takes it. Looks like Jug is gonna... Alright, now you don't have that Rapier. And you're playing versus Megas. Oh, that whole fight. If they only had creeps, if they could only stand their ground there on the high ground, but they couldn't. They had to fall back. They had to run back because the side lanes were pushing in. They weren't fast enough with this death ball push.
What a game. What a game. CIS Dota. You know, this is what we've come to expect. And man, I'm just so happy that the level of competition has increased, because it used to be like this and it felt more like WWE. What used to be wrestling has become more of a UFC battle. This one's certainly going the distance as we enter that critical final stage. Na'Vi fighting against Megas. 3-on-4. No meta, no Rapier.
They're just going for Throne. Misha tries to swap Naive in, but he's just going ham on Crystallize, and he's dead without buyback. This is game right there.
What a game.
What a game indeed. What a way to win it, and also what a way to lose the game for Na'Vi. That's just...
You got to think, maybe with Seneko, would this have been different? They did obviously play this game without the captain. Not out of it by any means. We're still in group stage play, but they will fall to that lower bracket, going up against All But Gold in the next round. Of course, Pango advancing. Well played to them. The new roster working out decently well. I would say that while Navi certainly threw at the end, I think Pango was playing better. They just made a couple of really big mistakes, notably like Ghostic charging in and taking that terrible team fight that gave the advantage to Navi.
Yeah, definitely. I think they had a lineup that was a little bit easier to execute as well. Pango's draft looked a lot more solid in my eyes, even though once Navi hit their peak, they're unstoppable, but they found a way to stop them, partly because of their own mistakes, right? No ports, no one went back. That I believe it was only the Kunkka that ported back in. They instantly blew him up with the Omni Slash. No one else even committed to go back and defend, which was very ridiculous by Navi.
And I've got to say, though, I'm going to have to check the stat screen to be sure, but I believe Navi ended that game without a Vlad's.
I think so, too.
I think if they have a Vlad's, they actually win that game.
If they have
I would
Vlad's,
say, yes, like 100% they're winning that game.
And refresher on Rasta.
Magical died
refresher on Chu, please. Like, why?
Magical died to the last tick of Omni Slash. Crystallized died to the last attack of Crystallized before he died. Or Crystallized died to Naive.
Yeah. Just at the same time, so the Rapier is dropped. I just don't understand why.
No Vlads!
But why not give the Shadow Shaman the refresher at least? At least it allows you to push a bit faster to maybe compete with the Lina and Jug. You have those two sets of wards hitting down your Raxes or even the Throne, and then you're thinking, all right, can we actually go for Megas? Maybe we should go back. Because they're threatening the Throne, right? You can't really make that trade anymore.
That's like credit to Pango, though, because it looks like Navi, like they don't have the teleports, right? But the thing that Pango made is like they're the ones making the move. We're killing one Rax, we're on to the next. We're killing this Rax, we're on to the next. You're putting Navi in limbo. They aren't sure what to do. And it's just every second of hesitation leads to more and more of a problem. If they just say, yo, the two cores are in the base, let them kill our Rax, get this tower, pop meta, drop double wards on the Throne, and go win the game. Now Pango's like, oh, well, shit. They're the ones forced to respond to what Navi's doing. And at the bare minimum, you're going to get the Rax trade, and you're going to kill a tier 4, maybe even another, and get that fight. But at least it's a fight, and it's on your terms. You're the ones with the cheese, with the Aegis, with the refresher. It's just controlling the tempo, controlling the pace. Pango did a great job of doing so, and they're the ones that take the game.
I completely agree. I think that Navi could have been a little bit more decisive as well with the way they played. Maybe even a bit more patient, as they had everything they needed in store to win the game. Maybe they could have went back. You have that Blink Dagger on Chu. He can catch that Lina first. You outpush the lanes, then you go in for the final push, right?
Just sit mid, have TP send illusion to the side lanes.
You can do so many things, but instead you decide to, all right, this is our time. We got this game. Like, they go head in first, and instantly they lose because of it.
Final point of this game, this really kind of just demonstrates as well the importance of a captain. The importance of, even if it might be subpar or inferior to the ideal way to play, you need one plan, one idea, a checklist of sorts. Like, we're going to do this, the game's going to flow in this direction, and you've got to have an understanding as a squad. How do we win the game? What do we do? You watch teams like VP Secret. It's like a well-oiled machine. Like, one AI is controlling all 5 players.
You hit the nail on the head right there, what you said. I think it's the captain issue, definitely. If they had their own captain there, the guy that they're used to playing with, he probably would have sent them back to just chill out. They have everything. You have 5 minutes with that Aegis.
Something would have happened. They got caught in between. Backing, cut waves, probably wins the game.
You can't really decide what to do. Exactly. You can't really decide what the play is, and because of that, you fall.
A shitty plan is better than no plan. Navi dropped to Pango. We're going to take a short break. Coming back with more Dota in just a few minutes.